Hi everybody, it's Janet with Sugar Shine Designs. I'm here with a very different project for you today, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm showing you my Apple Watch. My family gave me this great Apple Watch for my birthday in August, and of course this month, September, what happened? Well, Apple came out with the Apple Watch 3. As it happens, there's no real visible difference between the Apple Watch 2 and 3 except for this red digital crown, which is on every new Apple III that's being made now. I found out that there's a company out there that makes these vinyl dots that you could add to your watch so that it can look like an Apple Watch 3. But you know how much it was? $9.99. And I thought, I can do better than that. So what does a good crafter do when faced with such a dilemma? I got out my Cricut and Design Space and I created my own file to make this bar and the dot. And I'm going to show you how I did this. It's made with nothing but simple squares and circles. And I'm going to show you in this video how to use Design Space to create your own file so you can cut it and either have a great new Apple Watch 3 version of your own or really impress the youngsters in your house. Either way, this is very simple to do, and you can have a really nice looking watch that no one will suspect isn't actually an Apple III. And if you add the colored bar, then you've got an even extra something for your watch and for your fashion look. I went ahead and cut a blue and yellow version of this, and you can see those on my Apple Watch at the beginning of the video. It's really very cool, easy to do, and very inexpensive. So let's go on and I'll show you how it's done. Well, now that I've got your attention, I'd like to take a second to ask you to please support my channel and subscribe. Just click on the red subscribe button located in this general direction. It won't hurt, really, and then you'll get a notice every time I put something new out. Thanks for watching and supporting, and now on to the project. Okay, so we're here on the home screen and we're going to choose New Project. And what we're going to do is change the settings from inches to centimeters. So you do that by going to the pancake up there, choosing Settings, and then clicking on the centimeters button and then closing. And this will change everything to centimeters, which I think is easier because it seems to me the Apple Watch is designed with centimeters rather than inches, so things just seem easier to manipulate and maneuver to fit. So what we're going to do is insert some shapes now. First is a circle, really simple, and this is going to create your digital stem. Now you want to change the size of this and leave it locked and type in 0.5 centimeters, and that will create a 0.5 centimeter circle. Alright, and that's your digital stem. There's nothing else to it. It fits exactly correctly. Next we're going to make a slightly more complicated shape, and that's the side button on the Apple Watch. So we're going to insert two shapes here, a square first, and then we're going to insert a circle. Alright, and once I size these down, then I will enlarge my screen so you can see it all better. Okay, so starting with the square, I'm going to resize that, and I need to unlock the ratio and type in 0.75 by 0.4. And then we're going to go to the circle and unlock that and type in the dimension of 0.52 by 0.4. And now we'll go ahead and enlarge my screen here so you can see the shapes better, because obviously these are pretty small shapes to begin with, and we want to be able to see them very well. So I'm enlarging this pretty high. Okay, so now that we can see that better, I'm going to go back to the ellipse and I'm going to change the color from black to red, just so we can see everything a lot better. And then I'm going to copy this ellipse and paste another one, because I need two of these ellipses, one on each end of the bar, to create that flattened circle shape, or the bar that is the sidebar in the Apple Watch. So here's how we do it. We're going to pull over the ellipse, and you see that little plus sign in the middle there? That's showing the exact center of that ellipse. So I'm going to maneuver this over so that the vertical bar on the plus is as close to the edge of the bar as I can get it based on just using my eyes. And it looks pretty good. So I think this will work out well. Now, if I had not gotten it right, you see how it's got kind of the jagged edge there? And we don't want that. We want it to be nice and even. And then you can draw your rectangle around it and go down to the weld option and click on it. And you can see that we've got a pretty nice rounded bullet shape here on the end, just like what we're looking for. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the remaining ellipse, using that plus sign to drag it down and put it about where it looks correct. Again, just using your eyeball. And then drawing the rectangle around and hitting the weld. And you can see there's a tiny little divot right there, which suggests that the cut was not quite, or the merge wasn't quite right. So I'm going to do it again and see if we can't get it to work. So centering it as best as I can, drawing the rectangle and applying weld. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I still have that little divot right there. And I have found through doing this a few times that sometimes, not always, the second one just won't merge properly and it leaves that little bit of a divot. So the way that I've resolved this is I delete that ellipse and create a new one. Just like I did before, create a circle by choosing it in the shapes. And now I've got to find it. And it's a little hard when I've got everything so highly magnified. So I'm going to have to lower the magnification a bit till I can find that circle. Ah, there it is. So pull it up there and then I can make it a little bigger again. Unlock that aspect ratio, and again the size of that ellipse was 0.52 by 0.4. So 0.52, 0.4. And I'm going to change it back to red again. And then I'm going to take the magnification up just like before and try that same step again, centering that plus sign, particularly the vertical part of that plus sign over the edge of the bar, and circling it and hitting weld. And now you see it's just fine. I can't explain it, but it does happen sometimes. But if it happens to you, this is how you fix it. Just start over, get rid of that first ellipse and create a new one. Now we have to make this the right size. It's a little too long and just a little bit too high at this point. So I'm going to change the length of it to 1.06 centimeters. And then I'm going to change the height again to 0.4. And this seems to be the exact size that works well for the sidebar on the Apple Watch. So there you go. Now you have your shapes. We're going to go ahead and change the colors to red, just because I like to change the shapes of the same color I'm cutting, and in this case I am using red. Alright, so now it's red, and I hit the Make It button. And you can see it's up here in the corner the way you would expect. I've got both the bar and the circle. And then I'm going to be ready to hit the Continue bar down here at the bottom. Checking for that, and it's the Cricut Explorer, by the way. And I've got my material buttons set for custom. And so I'm going to choose right here the outdoor vinyl choice. And I have used this setting for other vinyls and it's been fine as well. So I just prefer that over the regular vinyl setting on the Cricut Explorer. And now it's ready to go. I'm going to cut it and then I'll come back and show you the results of the cut and show you how I apply it on my watch. See you soon. Okay, so here is my red vinyl that I just cut out, and you can see there's a very small piece of leftover vinyl that I had kept. And just like any other vinyl project, you'll weed away by peeling off the excess, and you'll be left with the two pieces that you're going to put on your watch. So you can see it's a nice circle here and a nice bar shape, which is exactly what we need. Now I'm going to show you how to use both the transfer tape and a pair of tweezers to apply these vinyl pieces. I'm going to start with a piece of transfer tape, and do this by peeling away the backing of the transfer tape and then applying that over in this case the circle that I'm going to be putting on my watch. Now this transfer tape isn't too sticky, and also the vinyl is very slick, so I had to tease that dot to go onto the transfer tape. I think my transfer tape's a little old, which is why it's not quite as sticky as it should be. And now it's ready to be put on the watch. Just center the red dot over the crown. Using the clear transfer tape, you can see right through and know exactly where to put it. So once you've got it there, just press it down and you're good to go at that point. Now you can peel off the transfer tape and you've got yourself a new Apple Watch 3. Well, sort of. Kind of. Anyway, I think the red dot does add some pizzazz to the watch. I think it was a good idea that Apple had. Next, I'm going to apply the side button vinyl cover, and I'm using my tweezers for this. And I found this pretty easy to use my tweezers as well, just by centering it over the side button, pressing one end of it down, and then letting go with my tweezer and pushing the rest down in place. And I was pretty successful in getting it just where I wanted it. So there you have it. There is how you can make your own covers for your Apple Watch 2 or 1 and make it look like it's a brand new Apple Watch 3. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you give this a try for your Apple Watch or maybe a loved one's. If you do, let me know how it went in the comments. I'll be back soon with another video, but until then, take care. Bye.